Hello everyone, back again D-Channel Anime today. Hari here. We will describes the anime film, Akudama Drive. Before start, don't forget click subscribe button and click the bell. The story is set in a modern era, where Japan is divided into two main regions, namely Kanto and Kansai. Unlike Kanto, which is a very developed and peaceful city, Kansai is an area with a fairly high crime rate. There is a unique nickname for fugitives and death row in Kansai, namely Akudama. Our main character is a girl who acts as an ordinary person, but the role of the main character will change when the story has entered the beginning stage. After returning from work, the ordinary person met a man acting as a courier. He seemed to have dropped a 500 yen note, but had no intention of taking it back. Because according to him, falling money will bring bad luck. Due to a problem and the owner of a takoyaki shop, the ordinary person is dragged into the police department. He was given a light sentence which made him change the role as a con artist aka cheater. Turns out the courier is an S-class Akudama, with a super sophisticated vehicle that can hang like Spider-Man, and even his motorbike can shoot laser beams from the front engine. Elsewhere, an S-class Akudama is seen running amok, destroying dozens of police robots. He will act as a brawler alias fighter. As for an S-class Akudama who is highly skilled in system hacking matters, this man would play the role of a hacker. Not only that, there is an S-class Akudama who has a psychopathic background. He is a doctor, who is even able to connect his own body. This woman acts as a doctor. The police department is about to carry out a big event, namely the execution of an S-class Akudama, in front of the public directly. The four Akudamas that I have mentioned received a mission from a mysterious figure, who gave them a debit of 100 million yen, so that they would break through the police department and save the Akudama who was about to be executed. In their own way, the four Akudamas managed to get into the office. Coincidentally, there was also a cheater there, who was now securing a black cat. At first, these four Akudama are hard to kill cheaters. However, the cheater admitted that he was also an Akudama and acted as a fraud. Suddenly a giant robot appeared, programmed directly to kill the Akudama. This pursuit continued until they arrived at the dungeon. There we are introduced to an Akudama class C. He acts as a hoodlum alias thug. At the same time, the doctor manages to secure their target, but the courier gets stuck in a debris that makes his motorbike unable to move. The cheater still has the intention to return the courier's money, therefore the cheater distracts the robot, which in the end opens a wide gap, so that the courier can escape, while launching a laser attack. The Akudama they save is a serial killer infatuated with the color red. He will play the cutthroat. It turned out that the black cat that the cheater had secured was Byung Karak, who sent them the cash amount. Not only that, the black cat also put on an explosive necklace, so that no Akudama would escape from its grip. He intended to give a second mission to the 7 Akudamas there, for a fee of 1 billion yen. Of course none of them would refuse. They too would be blown up if they ran away. The mission given by the black cat is a plan to steal a safe, which is about to be sent to the Kanto region. The safe was placed on a train called the Shinkansen. The train station they were going to was in a place, which was located right between the Kanto and Kansai regions. Basically, the station they were going to was a holy place, which had a super tight level of security. But this only made some of them even more excited. Without further ado, Brawler immediately boycotted a public transportation, because they could not carry it, hackers who would act as helmsmen. Hoodlum has a very striking nature. This makes the Brawler familiar with him, and gradually they become a pair of friends. The madness of the cutthroat with the red color actually made him press the emergency button. As a result, the transportation they were traveling in sank in a 7-star hotel. There they met the 2 executioners and a body called the execution board. These 2 executioners will have their respective roles. The male executioner will act as the master, while the female executioner will act as the apprentice. The hacker prefers to run away with the black cat, while the others are forced to fight the 2 executioners. Apprentice detects that the cheater is not an Akudama, but Hoodlum confirms that he is a fraud who can even manipulate police data. It was clear that these 2 executioners had considerable strength. Fortunately, the courier managed to open the escape door, so they could escape from there. The gates within the station can be opened, with 2 buttons that can only be pressed from 2 different sides. Hence they will move separately. Cheater, cutthroat and hacker are in one squad. Doctors Brawler and Hoodlum are also in the same team. While the courier will move straight along with the black cat. With their respective skills and abilities, they manage to get through the security system, as well as enter the elevator that will take them to the Shinkansen. By slightly circumventing the security system, the cheater managed to break through, while opening the carriage for the others to enter. The time they have left is 5 minutes, before the Shinkansen enters an area called the Absolute Quarantine Zone, which is a place where there is no life there. Unexpectedly, they were met with the 2 executioners the other day, who still insisted on fighting the Akudamas. Some people will hold him back, With cheaters, hackers and black cats will continue to advance, to steal the safe in the front carriage. Unfortunately, the Shinkansen have entered a quarantine zone, and soon they will enter an area where living things will soon disappear. The area is called the contaminated zone. Hackers are still trying hard to hack into the last defense of the Shinkansen. Besides that, the other Akudamas have managed to defeat the two executioners, as well as cut off the carriage that the executioners were carrying. The hacker has managed to hack the last security system. Unexpectedly, the black cat has disappeared, leaving behind a key that cheaters used to open the safe. It turns out that in the safe there are two small children. The boy plays the role of a brother, and the girl plays the role of a sister. Unexpectedly, hackers hacked the explosive necklace he was wearing, because he intended to continue his journey to Kanto. Before parting ways, the hacker gave a gift to the cheater which he said was very desirable. The gift was given in the form of a small super sophisticated drone, which the cheater himself did not know how to operate. Basically, the black cat is a robot that is directly controlled by brother, and now he wants to give the third mission to the Akudamas. On this mission, the Akudamas only need to take brothers and sisters to a place in Kansai called Expo Park. Elsewhere, we are introduced to the supreme leader of the execution council. He will play the boss. It turns out that the entire Kansai region is governed by a system, which can be seen, that they also have their own consciousness and mind. Then who are they? Shortly after, the boss went to a hospital, to give orders to the apprentice fund master, for them to withdraw from this mission. Because they have tarnished the good name of the execution board, because they couldn't kill the Akudamas. Before continuing the third mission, the cheater and other colleagues took a short break on a ruin. The cheater himself still insisted on returning the money that the courier dropped. Of course, the courier still refused. In addition, the boss gave orders to all the executioners, so that they immediately hunted the 7 Akudamas, who stole the contents of the Shinkansen safe. Unexpectedly, the master had arrived at the cheater's place and the others, ignoring the last orders from their superiors. This battle lasted a long time, but basically the brawler ordered the others to immediately go to the Expo Park, leaving him to fight to the death with master, until in the end they died. At the same time, Apprentice came to save her partner, but it was in vain. It turns out that Hoodlum was also there, crying over the departure of his true friend, again launching an attack that made the Apprentice unconscious. On the other hand, the delivery group of the two brothers had arrived at the entrance of Expo Park. Shortly after, Hoodlum came to catch up with them. Then we are taken to the past brothers and sisters. Basically they are homunculus or artificial humans, which can be said to be perfect, because they can't feel hunger and have high regeneration abilities. The two of them were a masterpiece, to be handed over to the Kanto region. But the brothers and sisters even intended to run away, using a rocket that was there. When they wanted to run away, this group found a traitor among them. He was none other than a doctor, who was now working together in the top brass of the executioners. To eliminate the fugitive price. The heart's intention was to flee to the moon. My brother just received a fact that the moon had been destroyed due to a great war in the past. The battle ensued between the remaining Akudama, against dozens of troops of the executioners. It didn't stop there. Brother forced the sisters and cheaters to immediately get into the rocket, then ignited it. Besides, the brothers were arrested by the execution board and they withdrew. Some time later, the sister and the cheater find a new hiding place, a deep sadness where the sister can no longer see her brother. The cheater decides to cut her hair, so she can move without being caught. Suddenly the 3 delinquents come, who intend to sell them to a brothel. Unexpectedly, the cheater actually managed to kill 2 of them, while the last one was successfully removed thanks to the help of the courier, who happened to be there. The cheater asked the courier for final help, so that he could bring the sister together with her brother. As a guarantee that the cheater will give all the money in his account, the courier accepts the request and they immediately head to the location where brother is being held. Besides that, the doctor and Hoodlum even looked cheerful, but basically it was Hoodlum who was forced to obey the doctor's orders, so that he could help in the struggle for the 2 brothers. The people of Kansai are in despair, because Kanto has started to roam and kill civilians at random. Coupled with other Akudamas still on the loose, angry Kansai residents even protested against the police station demonstration. Boss suggested that the police leadership immediately announce that anyone who riots will be considered an Akudama. Elsewhere, the cheater has arrived at the execution board's office, a place where brother is being held. Unexpectedly they met a Cutrote, who had now killed all the executioners there. The cheater will deal with the Cutrote, while the courier will take the sister to the brother's place. Cheat chase ends with the death of Cutthroat, who died due to a stab attack from the cheater. Turns out the courier changed his mind, and intended to take the cheater away with him. It's a shame that my brother was taken to the station by helicopter, and the courier did not stay silent. The courier immediately chased after him, Even though they were blocked by the residents, they were able to escape easily, because the police department had decided to convert the demonstrators into Akudama. As a result, the executioners eradicated the demonstrators, leaving civilians who did not participate in the demonstration. The two people who escorted the brothers to the Shinkansen were apprentices, along with a new character who met as Junior. When the brother has entered the safe, the cheater has arrived to take brother back. Not only them, the doctor and hoodlum have also arrived there. There was an action of Sandra taking hostages in this place, but immediately, they were shocked by the arrival of civilians, who intended to ride the Shinkansen to go to Kanto. This commotion opened a huge gap, so that hoodlum could kill the doctor, but he also died from the attack that the doctor launched before his death. Realizing this, the cheater and his two comrades also follow the citizens to board the Shinkansen. Some time later, Junior is taken to the hospital accompanied by his fellow apprentices. When they enter the decontamination zone, cheaters and couriers lose consciousness. They are trapped in a reality called Butterfly Dream. But in the end they made it back, thanks to the help of hackers who have now lost their physical form. It turns out that Kanto is not a region, but a drive that stores physical form and human consciousness. The hacker has lost his physique but he still has consciousness. This fact explains a question about the holographic figure talking to the boss the other day. He is Kanto. In addition, Kanto uses his brothers and sisters as his heart, to create an artificial world, where humans can live in peace. Of course, cheaters don't accept that these two brothers are sacrificed. Even though he tried many times, the cheater still couldn't reach the hands of the two of them. The hacker gave his consciousness to Kanto, so that he could save the brothers and sisters from within. The two brothers were rescued. The hacker mustered his last consciousness to provide a coordinate point, which is located outside the territory of Kansai and Kanto. This area is called Shikoku. Cheaters and others rushed to the location, using the Shinkansen. It's a shame that the train was blown up by the executioners from the Execution Council. Even though they received quite severe injuries, the brothers and sisters were still able to recover, but not with the cheater who lost one leg, plus the courier who also lost his left arm. They are on a rampage of despair, but the cheater is determined to bring the two brothers to Shikoku, via a final wish he makes to the courier. The cheater gave the unlucky 500 yen coin, as a fee for the courier to take them both. While distracting, the cheater surrendered himself to the executioners, while telling the final lie that he was an ordinary person. The executioners believed that he was the real cheater, so they killed the cheater. Unexpectedly, hackers did the last hack, by broadcasting the death of the cheater who would be considered an ordinary person, in front of the public live. Couriers get harassed by the executioners. Soon the civilians join forces to fight the Execution Council. Boss orders the head of the department to designate the demonstrators as Akudama once again, but the head of the department kills himself instead. Seeing a great opportunity, the courier immediately destroyed the police station with his flagship motorbike, while taking the two brothers to escape from there. The courier couldn't take them too far, because the motor had already overheated. Finally, the courier gave a farewell gift, in the form of an unlucky 500 yen coin, and they parted ways. The Execution Council still hadn't given up. They were still determined to seize the two brothers, by deploying the 3 battle fleets. The courier managed to destroy the battle fleet, then destroyed the last fleet using a laser that he focused with his iron fist. Not long after that, the courier was killed. Finally, the brothers and sisters have left the Kansai region, when they were about to arrive at Shikoku. And the story ends here. What do you think about Akudama Drive? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel by activating the bell to receive notifications for the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next video.